Jackie's saying, I'm considering studying for the LSAT this summer and want to take the exam in the fall. What are your thoughts and advice for seeking a private tutor? Great question. So you're taking the LSAT in the fall. You've got maybe 6 months between now and then, plenty of time. So I'd say if you're just starting off your studying now, it might honestly be a little bit early to seek tutoring. Maybe you want to build your foundation first. Maybe you want to gain an understanding of where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, so you can go out to that tutor and say, these are the exact areas I'm having the most trouble with. You can walk in prepared and ready to go. For my students, I'll say, bring me the 3 to 5 hardest LSAT problems you've recently encountered. That could be a game, a passage, a tough LR question, whatever it is, bring it to me and we'll solve it. I'll also say, bring me your 3 to 5 biggest mindset or conceptual questions. That could be a certain question type. That could be related to pacing or endurance or anything at all related to study timelines or logistics, which exams to use, whatever it is, bring it to me and we'll get those answered for you. Now, you want to come prepared. You want to know that your LSAT tutor is using real LSAT exams. You want to know, of course, that they've taken the LSAT themselves and that they can relate to you. Back when I was studying for this, I got a tutor, and honestly, he was one of those natural born geniuses who just kind of gets it. And he made me feel really dumb because he would just say, oh, it's easy. You just do X, Y, Z. And he'd kind of sprint through it, solve it in 2 seconds. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense now when you do it. But I don't know how to replicate what you did. It's easy when I'm there with the person. But then when I was on my own, things would fall apart. And so I think you really want to find somebody who can relate to you, who's been through the process, and can look at the way you're actually thinking about the problems rather than regurgitating or lecturing some perfect solution. A lot of times you'll go online and you'll watch videos or you'll read explanations and you're seeing some tutor's perfect way of doing things. And of course, that's the ideal. But believe me when I tell you that that's not how they necessarily did it the first time they looked at that problem. Like I was saying earlier, I got really good at this when I could do the same game 20, 30, 40 times because I could see it from every single angle. But when my students walking through the game for the first time, I have to throw all that previous knowledge away and just look at how they're solving it in the moment. What diagrams are they drawing and where could they have maybe done it better? Or maybe where do they misunderstand something that I can help them see it a different way? And so I think you want to definitely look at multiple options. Don't think of only one person, and don't necessarily limit yourself only to your geography. A lot of times people will be in some random area of the country, maybe not a major city, where there are not a lot of options. And so definitely consider going online. Most tutors these days are also willing to do Skype or Hangouts or Zoom or even just over the phone or FaceTime, whatever it is. But definitely look for the person who's the best fit for you, not necessarily the person who just happens to be in your area. A lot of times somebody will go on Wyzant or Craigslist or go to their local law school and find some law student who's doing this on the side. And that person might be affordable and might be decent, but you got to ask yourself whether you have more time than money, because someone who's been doing this full time and has the experience could maybe get you there faster, even if their hourly rate's a little bit higher. And I also say now that with the internet, there's a lot of free stuff available. And so you can go online and find people who've put out content on the LSAT. Maybe they've done videos or articles or webinars or what have you. And so you could actually look at what they put out there, watch them, listen to them, see how they think, and decide whether it's a good fit given your learning style and their teaching style. I was talking with somebody yesterday who was saying, well, why should I choose you over somebody else? And I'm saying, it's not my place to convince you. I work with people who want to work with me. And so look at my YouTube, look at my podcast, look at my articles, and then decide if it's a good fit. And this person hadn't actually looked at any of my stuff. And so I said, I'm not going to sit here and try to argue for why you should choose me. You know, I'm happy to work with you if it might be a good fit for both of us, but I don't need to work with you either. I want to make sure that we only pursue this if it's a good fit. And so look at all the free stuff first. Then if you decide that it feels good to you, then let's talk. And if based on that, if I think that you benefit from working with me and I feel like I could help you, then we'll explore it from there.